Hey, everybody, and welcome to a quick episode because I really need to have this conversation with parents, guardians, teachers alike. Um, you know, and before I get into the whole pomp and circumstance of who I am and such and such and such, we really need to be careful what we say and speak over our to our children, with our children, for our children, the whole shebang. We really need to be careful how we navigate the different things that we teach our kids because a lot of things that we are teaching our kids is based off of a world that no longer exists. Okay, I'm gonna start with that. A lot of things that people are teaching their children, their grandchildren, and their students are information and things that no longer exist. Hey, Awa, thank you so much for joining. Perfect person to join. And you could definitely give some feedback, beautiful. So again, first off, my name is LaShawn R. Shelton, also known as Ms. Optimism, originally from Jamaica, Queens, New York. And I currently live in the state of Delaware. Hey, David, thank you so much for joining, love. I appreciate you so much. And you too could definitely give some insight with this topic. And I'm from Jamaica, Queens, New York. I currently live in Delaware, and I am an educator. I tell people that no matter how much money I earn or don't earn, I will always be an educator somehow, some way, in some form or fashion. And the way things are looking, I will be an educator, but in a different forum. Stay tuned for more news. I am also a Forex trader. I am super excited about that. It is definitely viable skill to learn on top of what you already are doing, right? Hey, holistic dad, what's up, beautiful? I love your profile, and I saw your post, and I am in. I am in. So I trade on the forex market, which is a recession-proof stream of income because guess what? Money will continue to move around globally. And not only that, it is a trillion. Hey, Demo, my client, I love him. It is a $1 trillion a day industry. $1 trillion a day industry. Okay. My client popped on. I'm also a public relations manager where I only work with exclusive talent and help them market themselves to a higher end. Okay. And for all of you who know me personally, you know I am an author. Did you get your hands on this book yet? This book has been featured all over the place. And I am so proud to state that my alma mater picked it up for a course. So God is good every single time. I am so excited about that because this is something that I busted my tail for. And people were like, oh, it's not going to happen. Well, voila, it did. So now let's get to what's going on, the matter at hand. Awa is on my live. Hey, Tamara, Demo Denard, he's on the line right now. Hey, Kendra. These are people who are entrepreneurs, and they gave their jobs a reverse pink slip. They were like, listen, right? The way that my life is set up right now, I don't have time to make your dream come true while I am struggling or while I'm juggling overdue bills or while I am losing out, missing my kids' first step, monumental things. Brian Tracy talks about time poverty all the time. And we ignore it. We're like, oh yeah, time poverty is bad. Yeah. And they continue to punch a clock. Right? Now you heard me say in the beginning that, hey girl, hey, that I'm an educator, right? I work for a school district, but I am about to take a different route where I am a consultant. I'm a consultant where I can really teach. Like if this pandemic didn't hit, all of April, all we have been doing was teaching for a test. That is not my idea of teaching, but that's my personal views. So please do not, hey girlfriend, thank you so much. Those are my personal views. So please don't go back to my district saying that she said this, I can tell myself. Okay. So what I'm doing is teaching you something about 2020 and how it has definitely panned well for those that we overlooked and also opened our eyes to the obvious. Stop telling your kid that they have to go to college. Stop it already. Stop it. Because right now in the industry that I am in, we have children a third of my age that are making $20,000 per month, $5,000 per month, $10,000 per month legally. I'm not talking about being on the corner flipping drugs. I'm talking about people who said yes to non-traditional ways to earn money and it turns into a career. Awa, press 1 if you personally know somebody that earns way more money than someone with a terminal degree, a doctorate, or Juris Doctorate, or even a master's degree. but they don't have that degree. Okay, I'll give you an example. Real estate, life insurance, health insurance, Aflac, all of that. Realtor, what's that real estate? You have realtors, you have air traffic controllers, you have people who are EMTs, dental assistants. There are people who are making great money. I know people in a real estate field that earn way more money than people with terminal degrees. Dr. So-and-so, so-and-so PhD, so-and-so JD. So let's start there. Stop telling your child that they have to go to college. I know it's about 12 people dropped off. Those are the ones telling the kids that they must go to college. Meanwhile, they're in their 50s and 60s still paying off a college debt that with a degree that they're not even in anymore. How about that? So for those who dropped off, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're basically continuing what we were told as we were younger. Okay? I don't know about you, but I was told, all right, Sean, you go to college, you do the best, right, Demo? Go to college, do your best, go to high school. Let me go back a little bit. Go to high school, do your absolute best, pick the best college that's known to man, then finish your college degree, work for a little bit, get married, have sex, have babies, work for another 40 or 50 years, and then you can retire, and then it's time to die. No, that is not my visualization of how life should be. So let's start out with one, okay? Going to the best college in the whole wide world. That is a crock of crap. A crock of crap. And if I knew children were not listening, I would have said what I really wanted to say. That's a bunch of bull mess, okay? We have people paying money that they cannot afford, sending their children to these Ivy League colleges. My child must go to Yale and they must go to Oxford or else. But meanwhile, they're doing absolutely nothing in their field. Or they're paying a debt that they could not afford. Or they are in the same office being managed, supervised, and or working with people with a degree from a lower place. Okay? I'm going to give you an example of this because some of y'all don't hear me right now. Exactly, Deb. I have a family member that was offered this prestigious opportunity to go to Harvard University because she was considered disenfranchised because of whatever reasons, right? And she was really like toggling back and forth. Should I do it? Should I not do it? I think I should. What do you think, Auntie? And I'm like, well, that's up to you. I think it's a great idea because, and this is back when I was in a different mindset. Because when you put your resume and you have Harvard up there, they're going to be so excited to see Harvard graduate. Hey, Soror Turner. However, she turned it down. And at first we were pissed. We were fuming. And then she went to another school in the city and then left that school and went to a CUNY, which is a City University of New York, right? And it wasn't really the best CUNY, but she went and she graduated. Well, guess what? Her friends that attended the Harvard University program, for those who couldn't afford it, they graduated with honors or, they graduated. Hey, Lindsay. And they are not working to this day. Or they're working, but they're underemployed. What happened to that promise and dream of if you have an Ivy League degree, you have the best pick of the crop, the creme de la creme? As we are moving forward in a digitalized era, that crap doesn't matter anymore. I'm sorry. You can get mad. You can leave my live, Ariba Dirty, but I'm being 100% honest as an educator. It doesn't matter. There are people working in offices that are supervising people with community college credits. Okay, hey, Manalani, another example. I had a certification in the state of New York that overrode or trumped, excuse the pun, people with PhDs. So I'm managing somebody, right, with my good old Delaware State University degree who had a Princeton, a doctorate from Princeton in psychology. And she was livid when she found out that I went to an HBCU, right? And then went to an online school for my master's, right? And that online school was just starting up. And I was supervising her. Oh, the fiery darts that came out of her eyes would never cease to amaze me because she couldn't understand why her $50,000 semester degree was outweighed by a chick that went to an HBCU. She couldn't understand. She couldn't fathom the thought. So rule number 2, stop telling your kids that going to a community college is a bad idea. Let me tell you something. My son was accepted to several colleges, and we were like, well, which one's the best, and which one are you going to go to, and this, that, and third. We're going back and forth. And then when this whole pandemic thing happened, Gone was a college prom. High school prom. Gone was high school career and college decision day. Gone was senior trip. Gone was a prom, and now they had to push their graduation for them to walk to in July, hopefully. And then it also meant that we couldn't go to Arkansas, to the school that he wanted to go to because of the pandemic. We were not allowed to go on campus because the campus was closed until further notice. Most, if not all, college campuses are closed until further notice, where you cannot, hey, Tiffany, thank you so much, beautiful, where you cannot go on the campus for no reason whatsoever. As a matter of fact, there are students who are suing places like Hofstra, Princeton, Yale, Harvard, Columbia, and other great schools because they were not reimbursed their tuition for room and board because they were forced and whisked off the college campuses. So now, hey, Devin, so now you have our babies who busted their tails to get to this college because you are forcing them to do that, forgetting that these kids have tangible skills that are recession-proof that may not require them to go to college. Where I teach an alternative school, and I tell my babies every single day, find what you're great in and hone in on that skill. And let's see if that skill requires college. I have people who are making more money and have happier lives and have no student loans because they took a trade that is viable. What would we do without welders? What would we do without electricians? What would we do without plumbers? What would we do without air traffic controllers? What would we do without real estate agents? What would we do without life insurance curators? What would we do without all of these fields? And you're focused on whether or not your child's going to an Ivy Damn League college or not. So now back to the room and board part, right? So my son got accepted to Philander Smith as in Arkansas. And at first I was like, oh my God, my baby's leaving. But then I said, let him be the man that he is and go. And then when this pandemic hit, it hit me like, wait a minute. He's not allowed to go on a college campus to visit to see if this even is a good fit for him. But now we're finding that kids across America and beyond are being pushed off the campus because it is not safe for them. And then we get a beautiful little email and letter from not only me, most parents with their kids going to out-of-state colleges, stating, we regret to inform you, but your child will have to take online classes for the first semester or so. So you're charging us full tuition minus room and board for a school that my child cannot step foot on until further notice. And that didn't feel good to me at all because I'm trying to wrestle with myself. Does this make sense for me to pay $8,000, $12,000, $11,000 for my baby to go to this school, but he's not going to touch the college campus? He's paying $8,000 to $12,000 for the school, but is not going to touch the college campus. What part of that makes sense for incoming college freshmen? None of it. None of it. As a matter of fact, it is so asinine that I'm not understanding while people are judging parents and students that are saying, I'm not going to go away to college right now. And if it requires me to live in a dorm, right? Now, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about kids who could be a non-traditional student that could go back and forth. I'm not saying that. And even that's questionable because you may not be able to go on the campus. But if they're integrating all of their lessons to be an online course and you're paying $8,000 and more to the upward storms of maybe $20,000 for some schools, and they can only take classes online, how, Sway, and why? Why? So for those of you who don't understand how the college thing works, right? When you get to the college campus, you're not jumping right into your major automatically. You're taking prerequisite courses, right? You're taking courses that will determine whether or not you even could stay in a daggone school, right? And when you put your child in these colleges and universities, right, what ends up happening is you're trusting that this school is, thank you, Ashley, you're trusting that the school is giving them the remedial or mandatory courses that's needed for them to add to their degree, right? So they're taking dentistry, they need prerequisite courses for biology or for chemistry, math, things like that. They're not taking dentistry 101. They're taking chem, they're taking biology, they're taking history of the world. They're taking prerequisite courses that you can take in community college. People used to tell me I should put my child in public school because homeschool wasn't really school. Now everybody homeschooling. Exactly, Tiffany. And I wish that at the time of me having my children, I'm a single mom. And I wish, Tiffany, that I had the support and finances where I was able to homeschool my children, because I know so many bright children that are way above their years, because I might get in trouble for saying this, but this whole school year is fluff. Devin, you're watching, it's fluff. It doesn't take academic school year, 10 months to teach the courses that they're learning. You can do a whole marking period in 2 weeks. You look at what the state requires, and then at homeschooling, with, of course, with the license and certification, or with the permission from the state, depending on where you live, homeschooling covers that. Hey, Alan, homeschool covers that in maybe 1 or 2 weeks. And this is why you see those students that are 14 years old about to get their master's degree. This is why you see children 12 and 13 years old going into college. This is why. Because their parents understood that you can truncate the lesson without all the fluff and the pomp and circumstance, and give your child the exact same academic experience in a shorter period of time. And most of the time, they learn more about being a person as a whole, opposed to learning how to test. Come on, somebody. So, back to this craziness, right? With the $8,000 per month, year or semester. So my son sat me down and was like, Mom, I want to talk to you, but I don't know if you're going to be upset with me. And I'm like, what are you trying to tell me, right? So at first he said, Mom, my girlfriend's pregnant. I was like, wait a minute, whoa, stop. And he was like, Mom, I'm only playing. You know, I'm part of the B Club. I almost lost my entire breath. Hey, Pineapple. But he said, Mom, you know, seriously, I wanted to break the ice because I really want to tell you something that may disappoint you. And I'm like, baby, what is it? There's nothing you can do that will have me so disappointed that I wouldn't love you the same way. So he said, Mom, you know how all your friends and all your teacher friends have kids that are going to these schools like Hofstra and you know, Caltech and UCLA and, you know, all these big name schools. And I'm like, yeah. He says, Mom, I don't think I'm going to go to Philander Smith. Hey, baby girl. Or Wilberforce or Hampton or any of the schools that were considering me or I was considering, because, Mommy, it doesn't really make sense. Why are we, and he says we, because he has some coins, and he was going to pay tuition as well. Yeah. So, and there's a method to my madness with that, but we'll get to that part. And he said, Mom, it doesn't make sense for us to pay for me to go to school to take classes online when I could go right up the street to Del Tech, and well, it's not up the street, but I'm just saying it's closer than Arkansas, and take the same exact courses that they're asking me to take online. So I said, well, whoa, how do you know this? He said, Mom, I looked at my syllabus that the tentative syllabus that they gave me, and every course I had to take my first semester and second semester is right here on the community college I could take for free. So now I'm sitting there like, free? He said, Mom, the SEEDS program, free. So here is a 17-year-old scholar who was able to figure out the age-old tale of whether or not community college is just as good or better than a traditional 4-year college. So rule number 1 with community college, everybody's not ready to go to a 4-year college. Everyone's not ready to go out of state for school. And everybody ain't ready to live in the dorms. Let's be real. Hey, Soror, what's going on, T? Soror. So he said, Mommy, it really doesn't make sense for me to pay all this money to sit in the house doing nothing but online classes. I'm going to get bored. And that's a lot of money to waste. And the fact that a 17-year-old child, young adult, young man figured that out, and some adults didn't figure that out is very troubling to me. So my friends were like, girl, don't let him go to community college. Are you crazy? That's not good enough. Excuse me? Since when did the actual institution determine the level of education the child is going to get? I will start with this. I know people with Ivy League degrees who can't get themselves out of a bag. I know people with an Ivy League degree that are dumber than a bag of peanuts. I said it. I know people with Ivy League degrees that cheated their way the whole time. I know people with Ivy League degrees that went back to a non-Ivy League degree institution to do what they really felt they were called to do. So what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter where the heck your child goes. It matters what they do. I have a cousin that went to a 2-year school because she wasn't academically sound, her high school said, and she went to a 2-year school, right, Pineapple? And then after the 2-year school, she matriculated to a 4-year school. And then after she went to that 4-year school, she took an additional year, right, at York, just to make sure she had it right. Then after she graduated with all honors, she went to Hofstra, which is a community college, right? Well, is that, not Hofstra, excuse me. Yeah, Hofstra. She went to Hofstra, which is a community college. And then after she went to Hofstra, she went to, I'm wrong. She went to Lehman after she went to this other 2-year school. So she went to two 2-year schools. Then she went to two 2-year schools, and then she went to Lehman, which is a 4-year school. Then she transferred to York. And after she went to York, she graduated with honors. Then she went to Hofstra. And then she ended up going to get her doctorate, and she graduated all honors with her PhD in social work. No Ivy League degree there. She started out in a community college, the same place that people said was a waste of time and a waste of her effort. But yet and still, she was able to take a 2-year degree and turn it into a doctorate degree because that's what she desired to do. And that's what she needed for the position that she wanted to elevate to. Everyone is not going to elevate to the status of a terminal degree. It is what it is. And stop forcing your kids just so you can look good.
7:30.
For you to look good, to have them go to these schools that you pay them money that you can't afford as it is anyway. Number 3 with community college. It helps build character. Some children, some adults, young adults need to have that close to home experience, yet enough adult independence to grow into who they are. He may decide that he doesn't want to become a forensic biologist because the programs that they have, they are mandatory. They have a mandatory mentor where they are going with someone in the field that they desire their second semester, their freshman year. And this way you can say, okay, is this really what you want to do? Because if not, you have time to change your prerequisites. I'm saying all this to say, ladies and gentlemen, stop forcing your child to go to college if that's not what they're going to do. If you read my book, Prerequisite to Adulting, I spell it out as explicitly as I possibly could. There are so many degrees, so many jobs that do not require degrees. As a matter of fact, I think I listed about a good 40 that are 6-figure or 5-figure incomes, right? But when we keep forcing our children to do stuff like this, then what ends up happening is you have a bitter child who either fail out or graduate like I did and don't do anything in their field of study. So in my book, Prerequisite to Adulting, and my other book, Congratulations, You Just Lost Your Job, and my other book, How About Lifestyle Change, that's what's over there. Those books are going to help you and your child develop into what it is that they need to do. So now it goes to what I was trying to tell you earlier about people who do not need degrees in order to be successful. And I said we have 20-year-olds making $20,000 and $30,000 per month. I told you about that, remember? So Forex trading. Press 1 if you know about Forex trading. Press 1. Hey, guys, Sean. Exactly, Pineapple. Build unnecessary bullcrap debt. Let me tell you something. I just had my loans forgiven as an educator, and I owed $7,000 from me paying my last semester in college. right? When I got married my senior year of college. I know I'm crazy. That's a whole nother lie, right? That's a whole nother lie. And I wanted to be independent and pay my last year because my parents paid my whole year before that. And I think my tuition came up to about $2,000 or I'll say $3,000. Y'all, with the interest, I owed over $7,000 for that one semester in school. For one semester. Yeah, that's a whole nother scope. But press 1 if you know about Forex. Press 1 if you know about Forex. Press 2 if you don't know about Forex. That's fine. If you don't know about Forex or what the heck Forex is, press 2. If you think it's an animal or food or a coat or a brand of shoes or whatever, press 2. But if you do know about Forex, press 1. And I'll wait till you guys to press it because there's a reason why I'm asking you this, right? I'm not asking this for fun. It's a serious question. So press 2 if you have no idea what Forex is. Press 1 if you know what it is, okay? So while you guys are answering that, Tamira says 1. She said 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Thank you, Tamira. And there are some people who know about it and some people, okay, Lonnie says 2. Lonnie and I went to high school together. Remember? August Martin is the best. We both cheerleaders, sorry. Learning still. Me too. So Lonnie, remember Mr. Gross used to always tell us that one day banks are going to change the paradigm and allow people like us to do the things that they do, right? Guy Shaw says, I know now. Exactly. Pineapple 2. Bet you're at the right place. So Monalani and I had a teacher who used to tell us stuff that he was way before his time. And I wish he was alive so he could learn about it, to talk about it and see it happen in fruition. Guy Shaw says, I'm mad, I'm just finding out about it. All of us are. All of us are. So yesterday I did a call, and my main focus of what I talked about was knowing how to be down with the money game. You remember that, Manolani, right? I'm about to blow your mind, girl. Being on the right side of money and understanding the money game, right? Lonnie, dig this. Mr. Gross was ahead of his time. Check this out. Pineapple, check this out. Tamira said, I'm highly impressed so far. Me too. Check this out, y'all. The bank account that you have right now, whether you're with TD Bank, Wilmington Trust, Bank of America, Wizfish, US Bank, some little bootleg bank online, doesn't matter, right? They trade on the Forex market, which means that they use your money that you're growing interest on, all 0.000005 of it, right? Anything with 0.0 is horrible. And they use this money to trade on a global scale, on a foreign market, right? Right now we're doing United States and euros, right? Well, I am. My team and I are. And they make this money. It's almost like when you go away to another country and you have to like convert your money into something else. And then, you make G off because our dollar used to be worth more than theirs. And you end up having more money over there than you did over here. That's basically a lump sum of it. And compound growth where a penny, day one starts out as a penny, but it ends up as $5 million in 30 days because of compound growth. Right? For all of us who failed marketing and statistics and accounting, there goes that word compound growth again, right? It's when you take one entity of money and it keeps compounding, adding until you have a remunerative result and everybody's happy. Or sometimes you may not be, but we're talking about the majority of times where you're happy. So Manalani, Pineapple, check this out, right? I belong to a company where we are actually rewarded, right? For talking about what we do, an educational platform, right? So imagine a job saying to you, I'm gonna pay you 2 different ways. 1, by doing exactly what we trained you on doing, and 2, by telling other people about this job. How many people would do that? Press 1. You go, you punch in, right? You get your little time clock and you punch in, choo, 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 8:01, I'm late by 1 minute, but I'm here. Right? And then your boss says to you, hey, Monalani, or hey, Tamira, hey, Gashawn, hey, Pineapple, we hired you because we're going to pay you blankety blank per year to do the work that we teach you how to do. And then we're also going to give you an incentive program, right? A referral program, if you will, for bringing other people to our job because we have exponential growth and we can't handle it by ourselves. Press 1 if you would do that. Be honest, press 1. Or press 2, you say, no, I'm good. I'll just earn my little $42,000 per year and come into work 9 to 5 and leave, and I'm not doing a referral program. Periscope, thank you. So what happens is we have been placed in a situation of blessing where the company that we are with We have an educational platform that by far is the absolute best. See, thank you, Mom, because you about to retire. You retire, okay? Yeah, but they ain't doing all that. Tamira, they're not. And that's why I'm about to get them. Because Manawani, I got you. Exactly. We talk about jobs anyway. Whether we like the job or don't like the job. Child, I wish an alien could abduct me so I could have a PTO day or whatever it is, right? The company I am with blesses us, and they say, look, we have an educational platform that by far is the absolute freaking best. We have small training session groups. We have academic educational platforms. We have training. We have everything you need in order to be successful. Everything. We give you the formula and what you need to be successful. And on top of that, right? I know, right? And on top of that, we're going to pay you handsomely to tell your friend, your boo thing, your side piece, your 18-year-old and older family member, your neighbors, your friends about what you do. Because see, our company believes in word of mouth. Remember when Black Panther came out and all of us was like, girl, did you see M'Baku with those apple bottom jeans and them boots with the fur? Yes. It may have the women go and watch the movie just to see what M'Baku had on, right? They didn't care that he was in charge of the ice people. They were trying to see those fur boots and what was on them, right? Hey, Chantal. So because we talked about certain parts of the movie, people went. The notorious Popeye sandwich, right? How many, girl, then I would have been paid. I would have been doing referrals. Girl, you need to stick and stay for this one. Listen, check this out. Popeyes, they had that sandwich as salty as all get up and not good at all. That's another story. Popeyes saved $23 million in advertising dollar because not me, people were online talking about how God himself made these chicken sandwiches and everyone had to get their hands on it. Popeyes had a 68% growth rate from the chicken sales alone to the point where some places ran out of chicken. And then they also saved $23 million on it. They won on both ways. So because of the referral system that we have, so people can learn this education that is so viable, we say, we're going to pay you. You tell 3 people about it, you don't have to pay for your education. You just pay a $15 subscription fee. And you still get to know about Forex. You still get to learn about cryptocurrency. You still get to learn about Bitcoin, commodities. So you get to learn about all that stuff, right? And on top of learning about all that other stuff, we're going to make sure you got it. We're going to make sure that you understand it to the lowest compound so that you can be successful. And on top of that, if you tell your friends and family about it, we're going to pay you. So you give us 3 friends and family members, you ain't have to worry about your educational platform. We got you, right? And if you tell more friends and family about it, we're going to pay you more. So I'm going to say it's a jump up because I really need you to understand what my child's about to do. I can't tell about your child, but what my baby's about to do. All right? He turns 18 September 16th. I'll tell you what's going to happen. We have people in our company that are earning $500, me, per month. How many people with $500 a month help? For me, that's my car payment. My baby right there pays for my car, right? We have people making $1,000 per month. That would take care of my car payment and 90% of my other bills because I don't have credit cards and all that stuff. We have people making $2,000 per month. If they don't get off of my grass after it was just mowed, I'm sorry. We have people making $2,000 a month. That's pretty much almost all my bills. We have people making $5,000 a month, and it just keeps going up and up. I said hi to someone that was on my live. And one of the people that was on my live had the same situation that I was at. I said to myself, I will never allow myself to be homeless again. I will never allow myself to, just because I want a roof over my head, deal with a man that is in a domestic violence, arena where he thinks it's okay that he's 6'5", all of 300 pounds, and I'm 5'2", and at the time 130 pounds, and it was okay to use me as a punching bag. I will never allow myself to be in that situation again. And because I won't allow myself to be in that situation again, I'm making sure that I do everything I need to do to have a roof over my head and finances to take care of my bills, to be a blessing for my family, a blessing to myself, a blessing to my church, and a blessing to my community. And what I found is doing just that. I have never in my life earned more than, I'll say, $400 to $500 a month with commission. And I'm talking about busting my entire behind doing it. I never in my life had somebody that I brought in doing better than I'm doing in the business. You know, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. You can't have a pyramid scheme if someone that you brought in is gonna go past you, right? Exactly, Michael. Marlana, we're talking the same language, right? I've never in my life amassed this much profit in my life before, where I traded and I made money from the trade. I'm not gonna say how much, but I made money, significant money in my trade, is because I was taught how to do it properly. Right. And sometimes we have to stop focusing on the pessimistic side and how we were burnt and beat down at other companies and how, well, I'm not sure if I want to do it because timing is everything. I missed out on $2,000 because of timing. We have kids in our company that are making $20,000 a month. Kids under 30. I'll say under 30 because I don't want to isolate the one person because then you'll know what I'm talking about. So my son, who's 17 years old, who will proudly go to a community college, because again, I'm not spending $12,000 of my hard-earned money for my kid to go to a school. He's going to sit his little black behind in the bedroom right over there, right on the other side of the house, and do online classes. It makes no sense to me. It makes none. The sense it doesn't make it. I can't even fathom the thought of doing it. It makes no sense. We could get the same exact classes. We looked at it mirror image. This school offers this. This school offers this. This community college is offering this. This is on his syllabus. I'm not doing it. My baby's going to school for free. And on his 18th birthday in September, he's joining my team. Because by that time, I'll be making close to $5,000 per month. I'm already on track to do it. Again, I've never in my entire black behind life amassed this type of success with the amount of time I'm working. I think I work like 5 hours per week. This is not a daggone sales scope. This is me telling you the absolute truth. Girl, Mike has one class left in grad school. My job is done. 3 up, 3 down. And Manalani, let me tell you something about Manalani. Like I said, we've been friends since we were 14, 15 years old. And this woman, I watched her as a cop. And thank you for being on the first line, Lonnie. Thank you for being on the front line. I watched her raise 3 amazing kids. 3, right? And all of them completed college because she did it on her own. No loans, none of that mess. She did it on her own. Hey, James. Hey, Derek. It's entire black behind. I'm saying, guys, Sean, I never did. You see what I'm doing now. I never did that. And Manalani was able to put these 3 babies through school alone, college alone, grad school alone. And this is why I'm going to be in your inbox. You should be in my inbox, Lonnie, because we're going to make your retiring year the best ever.
7:45.
Gracias, Pedro. So what I'm trying to say, guys, if you have a student, a child, a grandchild, whomever, that's 18 years old, you need to be in my inbox. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if we keep with this freaking facade that, oh, you got to send your kids to the best college so they can have the best life, bull crap. These babies are in debt above their behinds. These babies are graduating with these beautiful degrees with pomp and circumstance all over it, and they can't even get a freaking job. How the heck do you graduate from Harvard and can't get a job? How does that happen? So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with me and mine, right? My baby is not going to Arkansas for college right now. My baby is going to go right to the community college, take the same exact freaking courses that he would have to take in Arkansas. He's going to take the same exact courses right here. And after he takes those same exact courses, once he turns 18 years old, he is going to join this team of what I'm doing. Because again, we just had a live trading session. I just realized how much money I earned and didn't even know how to do this a month ago. And as a single mom, as a single parent, as someone who's just off the dating scale altogether, it is so frustrating and so hard doing it by yourself, especially when you want to wake up next to someone and say, look how much money we made in this profit. Look how we did this together. So I'm putting that energy, which I've always done before with the relationship, but that energy is on helping single moms like me and guys too, on how you can make this daggone money and stop it already. Stop with the pessimist stuff. We showed you proof. What else do you need? What else do you need? If you hadn't had an opportunity to read my book, Prerequisite to Adulting, it will make so much sense what I'm trying to tell you. If you haven't read my book, congratulations, you just lost your job. It makes so much sense what I'm trying to tell you. If you haven't read How About Lifestyle Change, This will make so much more sense, and you'll understand what I'm trying to tell you. Stephen left Penn State to go to BMCC, got more. Boom, Bronx Community College, Bronx Manhattan Community College. All right. Hey, Robert. Hey, Deleon. Hey, Aaron. Thank you so much for joining. And I won't feel guilty about that decision, even though he made it. So again, if you know anyone that's between the ages of 18 and 30, or any single mamas, please, thank you, Tamira. Make sure you're in my inbox right now. I'm about to be at Pineapples in Monalani's inbox right now, because sister girls, I'm bringing you with me. Pineapple, congratulations on your brand new house that you just purchased with the pool, boo. Let me tell you, the house I'm looking at right now, it has a pool too. So I'm gonna have to get some secrets from you. All right. So I'm about to leave, guys. But if you didn't get anything out this whole life, I'm gonna give you 3 cliff note points that you need to remember. 1, stop forcing your kids to go to college. Let them make the decision based on their talents, skills, and abilities. They may not require a college degree. It may just require a certification. Number 2, stop telling these babies that going to a community college or non-Ivy League college isn't good enough. It's not about the institution, it's about what they put into it. And number 3, if you are not trading on the Forex market, you are doing yourself a horrible disservice, because once you realize what it is, it's going to be too daggone late. It would have passed past you, and you're going to be running to catch up. You're going to be running to catch up, and you're going to miss out on other benefits. So I'm your girl, LaShawn R. Shelton, author, speaker, coach, master trader in training. And I am here to tell you that your life can change today, but you have to say yes. Bye, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. Monalani and Pineapple, check out your inboxes. I'm coming now.